Hey y'all, my name is Bryce and welcome to my first video. We're going to be kicking it off by going and camping out in El Malpais National Monument in Grants, New Mexico. We got a lot of fun stuff on the docket, so won't you join me and I hope you enjoy. All right, we are on the road. It is currently 9:30 in the morning. Got a good fun weekend ahead of us. We've got an inactive volcano or active. I haven't looked that up yet. Some lava fall trails that we're gonna go check out. Some ice caves to dive into. Gonna have some fun. We got some ramen on the menu later tonight. I'm very excited about that. Uh, so yeah, first video. I'm excited to bring y'all with me. Hopefully this summer will be full of fun to be had. Alrighty, y'all, we are here in the middle of the desert. In all seriousness, we're here at the visitor center. Probably get some information on some other trails that I might not be aware of before researching this place. And yeah, super excited.
But before we can get into that, let's dive into a little bit of history of the El Malpais National Monument. The recorded history of the El Malpais begins in the 1400s with the Native American tribes of the Yacomas, who resided on the east of the region, and the Zuni from the western slope of the Zuni Mountains. The tribes were connected via a 7.8-mile footpath across the entire area, connecting the pueblos on what is now one of the oldest highways in Western America. Around the late 16th century, Spanish and European explorers came across the land, dubbing it El Malpais, Spanish for Badlands. Due to the fact that the arid heat and razor-sharp lava rock would lacerate the hooves and fetlocks of their horses. By the way, the fetlock is the weird backwards ankle joint if you aren't an equestrian enthusiast. Anyway, throughout the following years, rumors of the strange men atop even stranger beasts made their way through the pueblos, and soon the land was subjugated through the power of their smoking magic sticks. Jumping forward to the late 1800s, the Atlantic and Pacific Railroad finally put a station in a, at the time, small settlement, giving the economy and population of the town the boost it needed to thrive, later being called Grant. This opened up a booming logging industry that set its sights on the Zuni Mountains as its first venture. The mountains were said to be, quote, a melting pot of culture, where you would see Navajo laying track, Zuni Indians harvesting crop alongside Slavic farmers, and Mexican mill workers transporting lumber to be dried. Throughout the 18th and 19th century, the unregulated production and milling of the ponderosa and virgin pine timber left the land unbalanced. The trees at the time would mature at 150 years old, so the sustainability of the practice was left unchecked, leading to a reformation of how the land should be taken care of, with efforts beginning in the 1950s. And finally, in the early 1980s, after years of negotiation, the land was finally protected in what is now known as the El Malpais National Monument. And now that you know all that, let's get back to the video.
All right. So, upon further investigation and many brochures later, um, the lady at the front desk said that the ice caves, are currently closed off until May. Super bummed. I wanted to get to exploring some caves. I think there is a piece of property out west. So we're going to check that out probably tomorrow or today. At some point during this trip, we'll check it out and see if we can go. There is the hiking trail that goes to the caves is still open, so we're gonna go check that out. We're gonna go out to the cave entrance. We'll try to get some footage of that. Apparently, you have to scramble to like get down into the cave, so it might be hidden. Um, but who knows? Who knows? We'll be coming back one day to explore some ice caves, probably with some much better safety equipment because I didn't even bring like a helmet or anything. I don't own a helmet, so they weren't even gonna let me go in there anyway. And you can't even go in there by yourself. So, nah, whatever. We still got volcanoes to go see.
But pretty cool. 20 feet of ice in there. The green is an Arctic algae. Doesn't usually grow this far south. Nobody really knows how it got down in that cave. Are you ready? Okay, yes. So this is Ice Cave in Bandera Volcano. It is privately owned property. It's owned by the Candelaria family. And those are my grandparents, actually. They are right here. They are not with us anymore, but it has been in the family for generations, and we're the next generation. So this is all the information about the family. And then this is the ancient Pueblo pottery that is found on the land. It's 800 to 1200 years old. It's been preserved by various scientists and explorers back in the day. It's very important to us that we preserve it. So it is privately owned. The federal government's been trying to take it over for many years, and we're like, no, no, no. And even like the Acoma tribe has supported us in preserving the land. So,
All right, we are here at the. Actually, I'm gonna probably better. I'm gonna hope it's better. We are here at the ice caves, the Bandero ice caves. I need to start remembering the names of these things because I'm getting a little embarrassed that I don't even know the names. But y'all are gonna sit with here. Y'all are gonna sit here with me while I eat my lunch. Um, we have found our volcano and our ice caves that we can actually go into because this area is private property. Um, the Candelarias were super awesome, super helpful, super educational. And yeah, ooh. So to thank them, I'm gonna eat in their parking lot. I got a ready-made gas station spinach wrap that I'm gonna sit here and enjoy. Mm, you cannot beat any wrap. Eminem ain't got squat on this kind of wrap. I'm stupid, but around the building this way are the ice caves. Let me adjust you a little bit. Yeah, there we go. They said around this way is the ice caves, and around the other way is the volcano. Apparently, this place used to be a dance hall. I don't know who in their right mind is coming out here in the middle of BFE nowhere to get some booze and get some dancing in. But sure enough, this place is it. I'm gonna finish up this wrap and we're gonna get on that trail. I think we're gonna go from what was recommended. It's better to hike the volcano first, so that way, whenever you go down to the ice caves, you're kind of cooling off. Um, After that, we'll reassess what other trails are available and see if we can't find some more trouble to get into. So I'm gonna finish this up, and we'll get back on that.
As I hiked the trail towards the Bandera volcano, I kept noticing these trees that looked like I'd be meeting the Cheshire Cat if I saw them after nightfall. And not the storybook Cheshire Cat, I'm talking the Cheshire Cat from the live action Disney movie. And it got me wondering, why do all these twisted trees seem to be dead? You see, these trees actually grow twisted, but don't appear twisted until after losing their bark. Since the bark of the trees grows separate from the tree itself in order to protect it from the elements, you don't see the twist until after they die. Because one element that bark protect the tree from, besides fire obviously, is wind. You see, some trees that decide to be loners and grow separate from their tree buddies, and other trees that decide to be super cool and grow out in precarious places like cliff sides, they're both exposed to much more wind and thus causes a twist formation as an adaptation in order to help them stay standing, because loose tree fibers are much weaker than twisted ones. Think of it like this. If you were stuck in a huge windstorm, would you rather have a few bundles of loose thread or an actual braided rope? Exactly. See? So, I'm glad I could impart that bit of knowledge on you, but back to the hike.
Alrighty, so that trail was super awesome. I had such a fun time. Uh, the volcano was dormant. They let me know about that beforehand. Um, the ice caves were super freaking awesome. Um, Apparently, from what Miss Candelaria told me in the gift shop, is that the ancient moss, uh, they don't know how it got there, but it is not native to anywhere near here, not native to the New Mexico region.
Um, but yeah, super fun time. After coming back from the loop, I figured out this is actually a campground. So I walked in and I bought me a little spot for the night. So this is going to be base camp. There's still plenty of time left in the day. So I'm probably going to go hit up a few more trails, go see some sights before coming back here and settling in and cooking for the night. So yeah. While driving down this clearly bumpy road, I came across this big old water reservoir that you see here, and on the front of it there was a sign that said water for CDT. And I didn't realize until then, but the road that I was driving down was actually part of this thing called the Continental Divide Trail. So the Continental Divide Trail is a long-distance hiking trail that spans approximately 3,100 miles through 5 states along the spine of the Rocky Mountains. The trail begins at the Crazy Cook Monument on the New Mexico border in the Chihuahuan Desert. Did I say that right? Maybe. I don't know.
Chihuahuan. Chihuahuan.
It ends at the Waterton Lake in Glacier National Park, Montana. So, this is part of the big long journey that these hikers are just now getting into. All right, we have gotten finally to the trailhead of the lava tubes area. Uh, it's currently 3 o'clock. The volcano and the ice caves has a gate at the front of the entrance that is, I think, might be closing at 5. So it's 3 right now. We're gonna try to get this 2.5 mile hike on uneven lava flow uh pretty quick in, just so we can get back there before, hopefully they don't close the gates, but hopefully before they close the gates. So alrighty. I had to turn around. The sun was getting a little too low for my comfort. So, besides, there's a 30 to 45 minute drive back to the campsite, and I want some more daylight so I can cook see what I'm cooking. I've just about made it back to the truck, so I'll see y'all when I get back to camp. Alrighty, we are now back at base camp. Super, super fun day. Didn't get to see much of the ice caves that were actually on the El Malpais property line, but the Candelarias here at the ice caves, they're just absolutely amazing people. So I'm gonna change into something much more comfortable, and I'm gonna start cooking.
crap. I've been hit by a bus. I hurt. It's cold. Alright. We are going to debate on if I cooked breakfast this morning or not. I'm leaning towards no because it's so cold out. 7:30 in the morning. Alright.
After
We'll see.
warming up and getting all nice and dressed and putting on socks and shoes and jackets, I managed to shoot out a message. I ain't got the best signal out here, but I managed to shoot out a message to some family asking the temperature, and it's 20 degrees. Sadly, I'm just a little too underprepared on this trip. I don't think I have the capacity within me this morning to like get up and cook breakfast. And I've seen pretty much all there is to see that's even open right now. But it was just bad time of year. But I was excited to get out here. So I'm still glad I came out here. It was nice. Cold during the day. Even colder during night. So yeah. I think this is gonna be a wrap for this video. I appreciate y'all coming with me. Thank y'all.